for you. What's up,
Rice
Rise?
says hi from California. Hey, Rise.
Hey. All right. Well, guys, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to let Alex take the entire screen. He's got a cool new feature where he can actually do annotations on the screen. So hopefully he takes advantage of that and shows. Sometimes in the webinars, it's a big screen. There's a lot going on. He'll be able to target specific things that we're looking at and talking about, so you guys can follow along a little bit better. But other than that, let's get going, Alex. Alex has also got we talked about he was trying to decide if he wanted to share it today or not, and we decided it is still a go, right, Alex?
Yeah, I'll share it.
Yeah, cool. We've got Alex has a cool thing coming out that involves the interface. So yeah, Alex, go ahead. I'm going to turn my video off, but I will be here in spirit and in audio.
We've got Herbert saying hi from Australia. G'day, mate. How are you, buddy? It's a good Friday for us. So,
all right. So we got to make sure that you
full screen. Let me see if I can.
There you go.
Wow, spotlight is on me. Awesome.
It is all you, homie.
We are going to get into I want to start today by getting into some product searches. We still get the occasional person saying, I had trouble finding products, which I see How to Market. He's in Australia too. Happy Good Friday to you too, man. I see a few people occasionally saying that they still have trouble finding products. Maybe they're wrestling with exactly how to run a search, or it's my suspicion that in some cases people are over-filtering or they're forgetting to set their discounts. And I just want to go over the basics of a search. I ran a few searches in the last half hour before this started, and I had zero problem finding many products to sell with very few people on the listing. So I'm going to go over just the three that I just found this morning and give you an idea of how easy it is to find products to sell on Amazon using tactical arbitrage. So I'll share my screen, and you should see that pop up there, and let me know if anybody has any troubles with seeing that, but you should not have any problems. Andrea says, hey, from Miami. Great. G'day, Andrea. So
I think we might actually have better resolution this time than ever before. This actually looks really. I'm on my larger monitor, and it looks great to me. How about you guys? Is the resolution good for you? It is sometimes based on Sorry, let me turn my Facebook off. It is sometimes based on the bandwidth that you have. So if you can't see it super well, maybe see if you have a lot of maybe Netflix and Amazon Prime running in the background or something. But yeah, it looks good to me, Alex.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, the other thing that might slow your connection down is if you live in Australia, where our connection is really bad. But luckily I live in that one of those key suburbs that have the faster internet here. Let me just try this little whiteboard annotation thing while I go, just to see if I can operate that. And I'll turn the transparency right down. And so I should be able to do things like draw circles over things and that kind of thing. All right. And there's a clear button there too. Okay, cool. So that's a new feature in Webinar Jam, so we might as well use it. So what I'll do is run a search. So I'm going to start with the product search page. And one of the searches I ran this morning was for a miniature market. So I'm going to go type in miniature market. And I didn't do anything particularly fancy. I went to their website. I had a look, and I saw that they're selling off some old board games at the moment, some board games that aren't necessarily as popular anymore. And rather than drill into exact categories to sort of paste in here, I just used the Easy Bulk feature, which is a feature that we made in collaboration with Tactical Bucket and Yavia San Juan. And I just went and selected board games, add to bulk. I believe the Easy Bulk feature is still populated here. I'm just going to check that is the miniature market Easy Bulk I made before. So I can just open that up here, and I can see there that all the domains are miniature market. So that is the correct one. And I did very little. Normally I would say make sure you stack all your discounts and everything like that, but miniature market doesn't necessarily have a lot of discount products. If I go to Rev ROI, which is a extension created by Christopher Grant, it'll pull up and tell me if there's any cashbacks available or discount gift cards. And in this case, there's not really anything for miniature market. Now, the other place that I can do that is also over at Tactical Bucket. They have a little interface to get those kind of information there. Rev ROI is kind of cool in that it'll tell you multiple places that have discounts and put them in a little graph. And I'll show you that on another site in a minute. And then there's a couple of other places around you can also find out which current websites have discounts and what the cashbacks are. And I definitely recommend that you acquire yourself, familiarize yourself with those resources so that you know how to stack discounts. But I want to show you this example because it's kind of cool because there is no discounts to stack. There's no store-wide discount, there's no cashback site, and there's no discount gift cards. And I'm going to really keep the filters really super loose. I'm going to go remove average 30-day ranks over 350,000. Show me if there is anything with a gross profit over 5%. Now, people say, why would you show anything that low? Okay, well, the reason for that I will get into when we have a look at the Tactical Edge feature in a moment. So I've done very little here. I've picked miniature market. In this case, I put in no store price adjustments, which goes contrary to what I would normally recommend. I would say that you should always try and populate the store price adjustments, as many of these boxes as you can. But it was interesting to me this morning to just prove to myself that as long as you are finding the correct categories and the correct sites, you can still find profitable items. So I'm going to run a search. Now, it should start whipping through this reasonably quickly because the search I ran this morning for 10 minutes should now be well and truly cached. And I can see that that's popping along there. And before too long, I do remember it was a few bulk rows into it before it started to find them, but it did start to find some profitable items which will appear on the view data page soon. Okay, we've already got a couple of products added there, so I'm going to go into the view data page now and have a look. Rise has said, oops, frozen screen. It's working okay for me, Rise.
I can see it. Hopefully that's not for everybody. Anybody else having a frozen screen? I know that at least in the recording, it's going to show what me and Alex see, which is a stable screen. So, yeah, Chris says maybe try and refresh. All right, great. Working now. Go ahead, Alex.
Okay, no worries. So I actually have my matching filters really, really loose. I deliberately do that because I like to look at more items. I should possibly go into settings and tighten those up so that the matches are even better. Most people are going to have their matches at a tighter setting than I have them at. So straight away, I'm seeing profitable items coming through here. Some of them are not particularly high in profit. This one's only got a couple of dollars in it, whereas others have more. It's the board game specifically that I wanted to look at. I'm going to stop that search because I found some excellent board games before. My point being, of course, is that you can find profitable items in minutes on most sites. Not every site's going to have a sale on or clearance on or cashback discounts. And so time is limited. And so I would suggest that in general, you try and funnel yourself into those particular types of sites and those particular types of sales and discount items. Target those first and foremost. Let's just go into board games, because I think we may have got a bunch of So everybody should be familiar with operating the Easy Bulk feature by now. And if you're not familiar with operating any of these features, one thing that you should familiarize yourself with is the video guide that is on the side page. And now this will change depending on the page that you're on. The only two pages I haven't done it for so far is Amazon Flips and Library. Everywhere else has this pop-out section, and the videos will change depending on the actual page that you're looking at. So if you don't know about the Easy Bulk feature, for example, you'd pop open this, you'd scroll on down to where Easy Bulk was mentioned, which is video number 8, and then you could play that video in there and enlarge, fill the screen, etc. Miniature Market had a bunch of items there this morning. I must admit I was running that for about 15 minutes before I found a whole pile of profitable items in there. I want to do some quicker searches to get to show you some examples faster. So another one that I searched this morning was Bare Minerals. Now, Bare Minerals does not actually have an Easy Bulk category built in. Yavia is still adding that one. But when I first went to this site, it was offering me 15% off, and it's saying it at the top of the screen now. You've unlocked 15% off your purchase price and a free sample. Of course, the free sample is often saleable as well. So 15% off, and if I go to Rev ROI, I will see that there is 12.8% cashback that I can get from iConsumer, and that there are discount gift cards available from Card Cash with 15.5% off my purchase price. Now, that is a really nice amount of stacking here. So I'm going to, in this case...
Alex, real quick, let's give them like a 1-minute rundown of what you're talking about when you say cashback and the gift cards. Stacking.
Okay, sure. So when I say cashback, I mean that there are a lot of websites out there. Ebates is probably the best known one, and what they'll do is if you utilize their link to then go ahead and make your purchase at Bare Minerals, then they will give you, let's say you spend $100 and there's a 12% cashback, they will give you $12 for having used their link. So I imagine these companies exist because they probably get, say, maybe 13% for you from Bare Minerals directly, and they've got it set up so that if you funnel the traffic through them, then they'll give you 12 of that percent. So therefore, you're going to get $12 back, which is going to, of course, reduce your cost of purchasing these items and affect your overall return on investment. Sometimes you have to wait a month for the cashback, but at the end of the day, it's well worth your time to utilize the cashback sites. Now, discount gift cards, there's plenty of sites. Raise.com is probably the most well-known one, but there's plenty of others like Gift Card Granny, Gift Card Zen, and some others. And essentially, what that is let's say John was given a $100 gift card for Bare Minerals by Jenny for his birthday, and John's like, I'm not going to shop at Bare Minerals. I don't wear makeup. So he goes to one of these sites like Gift Card Granny, and he sells the card through that platform, maybe for 15, 20% off. He's still happy. He gets $80 cash instead of a gift card. And you're happy because you've gone and purchased a gift card at a discount price that you can then go ahead and use on Bare Minerals. So as you can imagine, if you've got a store-wide discount at Bare Minerals, for example, for 15% off your purchase price, you stack that with the cashback that you're going to get from someone like Ebates. Those percentages have now combined to a much better percentage. And then you've used a discount gift card to check out with in the shopping cart. Then those discounts have all combined to purchase your items for, in this case, we're looking at 15 combined with 12 and another I think 15 it was. We're not looking at quite 50% off, but we're looking at a substantial 1/3 or better off any purchase that you're making in Bare Minerals. So utilizing that knowledge and having your gift cards ready and your cash back ready, you're forearmed to go in there and search pretty much all these categories. So let's say I go to this eyes.
So the cool thing about this is it's just one of those competitive advantages that other people might not be doing. So like, let's say you use a different software. I'm not sure really even of all the new competitors, but let's say you're using one of those and it's just scanning blindly Target and scanning all the products in there. Everyone's going to be seeing those. When you do this, and there's always going to be some level of saturation. That's something that you have to take into consideration when you're making any buys. But when you're stacking these gift cards and all this stuff, you can take lower margins and you'll still make the same amount later, right? So you can give yourself a competitive advantage where you can actually find and profit from products that other people who are less resourceful and creative will. So it's really cool. So I felt that merited a little bit of an explanation. You nailed it on the head, Alex. That's cool. I'm glad that we got to cover that a little bit. Makes finding products much easier when you.
The other very important thing is, and Nate kind of touched on it then, there are some products, I believe that there's a competitor coming out where you just scan an entire store, and of course everybody's going to see the exact same products. But if you failed to put in your source price adjustments, and actually just then I did not put in the source price adjustments when I ran that scan. But if you fail to put in the source price adjustments, as you can see here, I've only got a products added of 2. So let's say Bob does a scan and he finds 2 products. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to do the exact same scan now, and we're going to go Bare Minerals. Interestingly, this is a image match search. And I'm going to put that category in there because we're not using Easy Bulk for this particular one. And I'll let it pick its own start and end page. I'll put my 15% discount in there, my 12% cash back, and my 15% discount gift card. I can even put the 15.5, I think it was, in there. I'll remove 30-day over 350,000, and I'll put ROI in there of 5%, and I'll hit search. Now, theoretically, Bob, who saw his 2 products, now somebody else has come along a little bit more diligently, put in the source price adjustments there, and as you can see, she has found and been shown a couple more items that Bob did not see. So by putting in those, by stacking those discounts, more items became profitable and therefore made it into our results. And that is where you'll get an edge by adding. Yeah,
that's a great way to not just find more products, but also to find products that aren't going to be as saturated, because other people are literally scanning right over top of them. They never even see them as potentially profitable because they don't take into consideration cash back. But I promise you, all of the money that you make in cash back spends the same as money you make if you buy regular price.
Oh, definitely. Now, this is also interesting because this is not a universal product code matching site. This is an image matching site. Now, they were formerly called title match sites, but we've added a really advanced algorithm recently where if the title, normally the title will bring a whole bunch of possible examples, and often it doesn't quite hit the mark. So we're getting a lot more mismatches. But now we also compare thousands of data points within each image. Lots and lots goes into this. But the algorithm here, for example, has detected that we must be talking about this product here. So then we look at the next one and go, well, hang on a minute, why are these ones so different then? If your image matching algorithm is so damn good, why are these so different? Well, this is actually part of a bundle. And if I cycle through the images, you can see that we do actually have a match, but the match is with another item in the bundle, because we don't just cross-check against one Amazon image, we cross-check against all of the images for that particular product. So this bundle is squeezed through the gaps. We also check enough data points that this little sticker that's in the corner of this picture here hasn't prevented us from actually seeing the matching item there in this particular case. And this one's kind of interesting. So this Bare Minerals one, using our stack discounts, we can see that it normally would have cost us $41, but it's, and I'm talking about this little bit of information here. So normally $41, but now it's $26.07. Now over at Amazon, we're looking at $37.84, and after fees, we're looking at $29.75. All right, so this is only $3.68 profit in it, but let's have a look at the rank. So the rank's not great, so we may pass on this. It depends on whether or not we have been able to allocate our budget for the day. We might end up going wide and just grabbing one of those units. The next one down is a bit more interesting to me. I can see that the gross profit says there's $16.13 in this, with a gross ROI of 82%. That's a pretty decent find in my opinion. It's normally $31 over at, looking here, normally $31 over at Bare Minerals, $19.71 after we've sensibly stacked all of our discounts. Currently selling for $45 by an FBA seller over at Amazon, $35.84 after fees. We're looking at $16.13 profit. Again, not particularly fast seller. It's got a sales rank of 239,000. If I check the keeper on that, I'm imagining a reasonably slow moving graph. Let's have a look down here. I mean, there's a few sales per month, and you might end up grabbing a couple of those and sending them in. I never like to really send too much in that's going to sit for more than a month. It depends on the weight and the size. Nobody likes storage fees, and also turnover. Turnover is good. Oh, look, the whiteboard circles didn't follow my scrolling. Of course they didn't.
You want a miracle. The webinar's running still. Don't jinx it. Asking for too much.
So the other search I did this morning, so the first search was miniature market, and I guarantee you if you run those entire board game products in full, I found profitable items in there, and the search was maybe only 20% of the way through, and there was a significant amount. So I never like to give away anyone's sources, but the thing is, all of those board games I was seeing, number of new sellers on this product, 2. Number of new sellers on this product, 3. I was thinking, nobody's thought to come and scan the board games at Miniature Market. How is that possible with the number of users that we've got and the resources available here? I don't understand why these haven't all been sold. Of course, everybody now will probably go and scan that, but keep in mind, we are approaching 1,000 scannable sites on Tactical Arbitrage now. Saturation is at an all-time low. The places that you can scan are not even limited to that 1,000. You can also add your own sites using tools, using the advanced user panel, and import sites using XPath. These sites you can actually have made for you, or you can find over at tacticalbucket.com. So that if there's specific websites that you want to scan that we don't currently have within Tactical Arbitrage, you can get those sites made and have some additional level of exclusivity because they are not publicly available through the Tactical Arbitrage platform unless my developers eventually make them. And I make a point of not looking at what the other companies are selling, and I just have my developers continue to make and add sites to Tactical Arbitrage that I feel would be good. And so far we haven't had a lot of crossover, so it's been really good like that. But there is so many resources, so don't just live in Walmart.com toys or Target.com toys. You will find profitable items there, but you may risk races to the bottom when other sellers find the same items as you who've decided to search in the exact same place on the exact same day. However, even popular sites like I did a search this morning on Walgreens, and let me just find that. Literally, I did all of these searches in the 30 to 40 minutes before this webinar started because I thought, I should really have, something there. So I'll go to Walgreens. And I went across to Walgreens first because I always like to have a little look at the site before I start, just to give me an idea. I mean, I can scan an entire site blindly, or I can not target that much, and I can still find items. But it's always better to do just that little bit of extra effort and see what's going on. So Walgreens has a vitamin sale. Biggest offer ever on vitamins. What got me is when I did one of these searches as well, again, new sellers 4, new sellers 2 on the profitable items. I just thought, well, why are people not jumping on these? Don't ever come to me and say, I can't find products to sell, because there is always products to sell. So I like the buy one, get one free ones because that is an immediate 50% off before we've even started stacking our discounts. Vitamins and supplements. We can go, so these vitamins and supplements are all buy one, get one free. This is for Nature's Bounty products by the look of things. People don't like me doing Walgreens scans because I always find profitable items, and then later on somebody says to me, why would you give away my resource? And it's not about that. I just want to show you how easy it is to find profitable items. But rather than me run more searches, you've got the gist of it from previous searches. I can guarantee you that if you go and run some searches in some of these categories, and what you would do is if you're doing one of the ones which is buy one, get one free, you're going to put 50% in the first box. And then I like to use RevROI because it's right there on the page, but there's a few other places such as Tactical Bucket to have this too. So if I'm clicking that Chrome extension up there, I got top cashback of 12%. I can get discount gift cards from Card Cash of 13.7%. You're going to put that in there as well, 12, 13.7. So that's going to drastically bring down the price of these products. And then once it's made the match and we've compared it to the Amazon price, you're going to see a pile of products that you can sell. Now, site after site after site after site, I can do this. I can go through this and check page after page after page. Now, I'll speed up that search, of course, by using a site like Tactical Bucket or the Step Ahead group, which is another one that's out there. And these particular resources will have a big list of everywhere that's currently got sales on, 20% off store-wide or 10% off with Kohl's Cash. And it's much easier for you to target the particular sites that you want to focus on. But if you don't want to spend additional money on third-party resources at the moment, there is also nothing to stop you from going in and just saying, let me check out Vitacost. Let's see if they've got anything today. Normally, the promotions like plastered all over the top of their website. Or if I've selected Vitacost here, I can also go into many of these sites actually have this little coupon here. Vitacost doesn't. If you click on the little coupon down here, it'll actually open up. I've opened up Toys R Us. It should just be saying 100% off everything, fire sale, burning to the ground, Toys R Us, no more, end of an era. Hopefully they don't shut it down here in Australia because we do frequent Toys R Us. Hopefully it's not shut down everywhere. Big Bad Toy Store and Fat Brain Toys and Miniature Market must be pretty happy about their major competitor being shut down, that's for sure. So anyway, there's places that you can find these discounts without necessarily getting into a third-party site, although the third-party sites will speed it up for you and get you to those discounts faster. You can also just visit sites and see things here like save 10% right now, 20% off select letter vitamins. That's an unusual, I guess that's like vitamin B. That's an unusual kind of promotion. But stack those discounts, run those scans, and you will find profitable items. Now, Rise has just thrown in there, and I did just catch that one question, don't you use Keeper to look more at sales history? I absolutely do use Keeper for all of my buying decisions. And if I was to spend more time on this view data page, I would go into all of the key points. See, if you want to make sure it's a match. So once you've got that, you want to absolutely make sure that it's a match. You want to check how far you had your cache set for and make sure that the current prices are still current. You can do that by updating the row over here, or you can open each page and have a look accordingly. What was profitable when this was perhaps scanned in the last few days may not be profitable now, or what was only marginally profitable before may... why is that one taking so long? That's an unusual... I'll have to just get that checked out. Click that again. We rarely, but sometimes see a minor glitch when doing these webinars. Oh, that's all updated now. So this has said that the price is updated over at Amazon, the return after fees is updated, and the gross profit is now $2.52. So you think, well, do I list this? Do I list this at $20.93? Let me check this little microscope here. This is another little data metric that you should be analyzing. So by clicking this, it's going to take me in to have a look at the 4 sellers. Now their prices, their listed prices all kind of clustered together. So we've got the first guy here, he's only got one item and it's $14.60. He's trying to undercut this guy who's selling at $14.61. Now I know that he has more than 10 of these products in stock. So Beauty Kings has made the executive decision to clear his one item in stock, take his profit. I don't know what price he purchased it for. His gross profit may differ to yours, and sell out. Now, as soon as he sells out, then $14.61 is the next price. Now, if Bare Beauty 247 is paying attention, there's absolutely nothing to stop him from then pricing at the next guy up, $15.51. There's no real reason for him to be living here at $14.61 anymore if he is the main seller. And there's a 90-cent gap between him and the next guy. He might as well jack that price up. So this is actually a good place for you to appraise the other sellers in your space on your particular listing and decide whether or not you want to price accordingly. You may, let's say that there was a $3 gap between the first guy and the second guy, and the first guy only has a few items in stock. Let's say he has 4 items, but you can see in the estimated sales that this is a product that sells 4 items per week. You might decide to price higher, knowing that he's soon going to sell out. So all of these thoughts should be going through your mind. You should be weighing up every single data metric when choosing products. And that is exactly why I keep my gross return on investment so low, like 5%, because I may see that exact thing. You can see over on the right-hand side of this, it says the gross return on investment, if I sell at $14.60 is 20%, 20.86%. But if I go down to $15.63, I'm now getting 29.37%. So if I see an item that has got a really high turnover and it's really attractive, but the return on investment's low, like 7 or 8% or something along those lines, I'm going to drill into it further and have a look over at, say, Tactical Edge here and sort of see that maybe once this guy sells out that I can move a whole bunch of them and get maybe a 24% ROI, and then it's a worthwhile purchase. So these kind of decisions and looking ahead are all very important in making your buying decisions. So that's the view data page. There's a lot of stuff on here. We're going to be adding a whole bunch of columns. Special request columns have been coming in, and we've just updated all of our databases to accommodate these additional columns for both speed and well, the system needed to be able to handle, because we've got quite a few columns, as you can see. So we've made sure the system is now ready for it. we'll be adding in average price over 30 days, and we're making sure we get that right. I don't want to just put average price if it doesn't include the shipping point as well. So we're looking to say average price of what the buy box would have been over the last 30 days. Average price, again, of 90 days. We also want to put in there the image matching metric, so that if the image matching is really good, it's going to have a score of, say, 1 because it is perfect, or we'll say 100%. We'll make the score out of 100. And if the image matching is not that great, it might be, say, down in the sort of 62%. The beauty of that is you're going to be able to come into your filters at the top of the page here and just say, like any of these numerical filters, you can go, show me the image matching ranks between, say, 85 and 100, and then it'll drill down just to show you those ones that are nice, clean matches first. And then if you've decided to see more, then you can have a look at the ones with a lower score after that. So you can sort of give yourself a funneling system to have a look at those better matched products first, and then have a look at the items that don't match so well. It's time management, and you may elect to never see anything other than the great matched items. You may also elect to have a look at the other items too. It's about giving you guys options. Other columns that will be coming is not just number of new sellers, but number of FBA sellers. It's a simple little column that we're going to add. We're also putting in a column for those guys in the UK who kind of want to see not so much just gross profit, but what the apportionment is for profit and what the apportionment is that they've got to go and send into the United Kingdom government via VAT. So that is that particular task is about 50% of the way through. We keep working away at that, and that should be out soon. There are a bunch of other things coming in the view data page, and Nate teased it earlier, but I know that for newbies, and should I say this now, Nate, because it kind of segues in at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fitting time to drop it.
Okay, cool. So we kind of thought that to somebody who's just starting with tactical arbitrage, they might like the super simple option. And so we're working on a interface that is not yet complete, to have either the advanced panel, which shows you every data metric that most seasoned users or even users who are very, like I've just caught up, are more preferably going to use. And then we're also going to have a bit of a simple screen option as well, which we're currently working on at the moment to polish up. It's going to contain a lot of the points that you know and love, but it'll be a sort of a much simpler view for newbies to just quickly compare matched products and see profit, etc.
And even if
so that
you
kind of thing is coming, we'll be having simple style pages for not only view data page, of course, but for all the pages, the search pages as well, so that you could simplify your searches and not be confused by so many filters. There'll just be a couple of the key ones that I recommend starting with. And there'll be the toggle at the top of the page to switch between the advanced and the basic view for those who need to use the basic view in the earlier days. So that's coming too.
Can you hear me, Alex?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah. So one other thing, I know a lot of the people that are here wouldn't really. Some of you would consider yourself newbies. Some of you wouldn't, but the newbie friendly interface is going to be great for virtual assistants too, if you have somebody that you're training and bringing on. So it's not just something that's for future users. It's going to be something that everyone can use, and especially if you have a team of VAs using the software, which is okay with Alex as long as you're logged into the, you guys have to share the account. But if you do that and they're new to the software, they can go ahead and start finding you leads without really much delay time in the learning curve. But yeah, how to market. Yeah, we had a echo issue, but I think we fixed it.
You got an echo? I can't hear any echo.
I think it's your speaker. Did you turn it down? It's fine now.
I can turn it down more, but I'm going to hear you less. Otherwise, I can put on some really unattractive headphones.
No, you're good. We need to see your hair. That's the moneymaker. But yeah, go ahead. I don't have much more to say anyway until the end.
Well, we're going to get into some Q&A first, but I should tease another really cool feature that's coming up, and I'm super pumped about this. It's for the wholesale guys, and it's something that actually I should give credit to Javier San Juan, but we've actually worked on making it integrate into our interfaces here nice and smoothly. So let me tell you what the feature is first. It's for wholesale guys. Wholesale guys will know that as a rule, all wholesale softwares only allow you to import a manifest, which is essentially a list of UPCs and some prices, and then the software goes through and does the scan. It tells you at the other end which items are profitable, etc., which is great, and we certainly already have that within Tactical Arbitrage. We've also got the image matching algorithm built into that too, so if you've got the list of images as well, it'll also go through and try and match up those when you don't have the UPCs. So that's all been going really well. But wholesale guys will know as well that they often get their information from a website, and these websites usually have relationships with the wholesalers where you have to log in and provide your username and password. Now, previously, there's been no way to actually scan a site which has got a login, which requires you to first put in maybe your email, your password, and details before you can access the unique pricing that they've allocated and set for you. So Javier solved this riddle, and he worked out an extremely complicated algorithm to allow websites to be scanned using login sites. So the wholesale guys are going to be absolutely ecstatic. So my task, of course, was to add the option to wholesale search, and this is not unlocked yet, so you won't see this just yet when you go and visit the page, but it will be very, very soon. So my task, of course, was to add a drop-down menu here that says import manifest, which is the traditional way, or scan a wholesale site. Now, if you have imported one of the XPaths that Tactical Bucket has made for you, then you will need to get these XPaths made for you by Tactical Bucket to work within Tactical Arbitrage. So you'll have to, and you should begin to build a relationship with tacticalbucket.com. He will hook you up with any of the logged in site XPaths that you want. He's got a monthly plan there, and Javier will give you more details about that in the very near future. But you'll be able to go in and scan a wholesale site, and then we've just got some placeholders in here right now, and then these websites will now appear in a drop-down menu. Not only that, but they will also have an easy bulk category attached where they exist. And we are still unlocking this page, and there are elements that aren't active yet in this beta test module, but there will be an easy bulk for the logged in sites where Javier has made them for you. So wholesale guys, rejoice, because if you've been waiting for this feature, newbies here might not care so much about it, but if you are into wholesale, this is going to blow people's minds, because it's been one of those rare silver unicorns that you just can't find anywhere, which is being able to scan these logged in wholesale sites. And if you've got Tactical Arbitrage and Tactical Bucket, you are good. You'll be able to work this out with Javier, and I should pronounce his name properly, is Javier San Juan, and he'll help you to set that up properly. So that is another feature we've got coming up. We've got additional features coming for the image matching. We realized that when vitamin bottles were very, very similar with just slight differences in the label, some of those were coming through as an exact match, and so we've been perfecting a high-definition version of the image matching algorithm, and tests are really good. I'm super proud of the way that it's coming along. I loved version 1.0. It's been going really well, but version 2.0, the matches are more precise, and I think it's going to solve the last few whispers of I'm getting troublesome matches that still come through to me from time to time. but we are getting very, very close to that being a thing of the past. And I think it's days away before we launch the high definition version. So that's cool. Let's go into some questions. I can stop sharing my screen for a minute. And if you want to jump in as well, Nate, and maybe Chris, and we can talk about some questions.
All right, so let's open up the questions.
Yeah, I'm hoping to answer some questions. One that did come in while you were speaking is they wanted to see what Storefront Stalker did within Tactical Arbitrage, which I'm happy to show. But I can answer anything else as well.
Look at a free month TA Unified. Oh, Twinks. The TA is for Tactical Bucket, so that would be 1 month free for Tactical Bucket, not Tactical Arbitrage.
Do you have any questions on the Facebook group, the Facebook wall before we started this that we haven't covered yet?
Yes.
Let me just share my screen again and show that best sellers feature. So Storefront Stalker, for those who don't know, is a third-party feature. There's not that many third-party tools that you need to operate Tactical Arbitrage, and you don't actually need this, but it does certainly help you operate the reverse search, library search, and flips component of Tactical Arbitrage. Because what it does is if you've purchased Storefront Stalker, it will unlock this panel here. And I'll get out my little whiteboard in case you can't see it. And just because I want to use the whiteboard for fun. Yep. So this section here is unlocked if you have purchased Storefront Stalker. And as you can see, there's a little section here that says Scan Best Sellers. So I'm going to delete whatever products I've already got on my my view reverse page. And I'm going to do the simplest thing in the world. I'm going to go to Scan Best Sellers, and I'm just going to select toys and games. I might even go one level deeper. We'll go, say, action figures and statues, for example. Now, what that's going to do is it will start running a reverse product search, which will take the ASINs from these categories, and it will then look at the different stores that sell. I'm not wording this very well. So all the stores that sell this particular product, it will look for return on investment based on the purchase price at the store versus the Amazon price. It's doing it in reverse. In other words, it's looking at the ASINs first and then reaching back to the stores to see whether or not there's profit in those items. But Storefront Stalker makes it nice and easy because instead of having to import a list of ASINs to then go and search, it's simply a matter of selecting a category and then running the search. All the filters are the same. How about I just run no filters and just hit search, just so you can sort of see what happens here. It's quicker that way. So that's now analyzing. First, it's having a look at that category and saying, well, let's get, say, 5,000 items to search. And it will start doing a search. Current product, 1 of 5,000. It's beginning to add items straight away. And I will stop the search straight away, just so that we can go and have a look before we fill up too many pages of unfiltered items. And just so you can see what I mean. So it's having a look at the Amazon ASINs, which is this particular ASIN here. And it's saying that we found this particular product at Books A Million. We also found it over at Kmart. We also found it over at Target. and so on. Now, if I had all my return on investment filters put in there as well, it's only going to show me the ones that meet our criteria, like a certain amount of return on investment or certain amount of rank or whatnot. What it's done is it's reached backwards into our databases to have a look for these items in any of the stores that we've got in our database. So that's how a reverse search works, and that's how.
I feel like we should bring this to the whiteboard. I feel like the concept of reverse search, whenever I try to put together like a piece to promote tactical arbitrage, the biggest battle for me is trying to find a way to explain it. When you know what it's doing, it's amazing, but explaining that is the hard part, I've always found. But basically what's happening here, let's bring it to the whiteboard. Let's do this. You've got TA, right? And then normally you would have your product pages, right? You have your website, and TA would go through that, and it would try to find matches to Amazon. This is just this is my best. So it's comparing that to Amazon, right? But with the reverse search, you're starting with Amazon, going into tactical arbitrage, and then it's finding from all of the different supported sites. So it's finding these matches from all of that stuff. This picture makes no sense, but the concept is so great. You're not just scanning one site, you're scanning the available sites, and you're starting with the product. So with Storefront Stalker, what you can do is upload. Also, you can. Alex was showing the category feature, but you can also do it where you export CSV files from any page on Amazon. And then you can upload those and do the same process where you try to find product matches across the supported tactical arbitrage sites. It's really, really amazing. I wish that I were a poet so I could explain things better. But once you've been using it, it's definitely the percentage of tactical arbitrage users that also use Storefront Stalker it's crazy high. I mean, the people love it. The connection is awesome, and it's definitely. It's also pretty newbie friendly as far as the features go, especially when you unlock and go through those massive categories to find matches. So that's
There's another little feature that unlocks if you have purchased Storefront Stalker, and these little blue boxes appear here. Let me see if I can. Oh, the whiteboard's off. Let me put the whiteboard back on. So these little blue boxes appear here. Damn it. There we go. All right. So if I click on this blue box, it's going to look at this guy, seller name, Discover Beauty Supply. That's his company name. Sorry, Discover Beauty Supply, for using you as the example. I'll say that.
My store.
Yeah. But see, if I click on this, what it's going to do is it's going to it's going to have a look at all of his items. It's saying, hey, this guy actually sells 4,449 different products. I've just put that into the reverse product search page so that you can start reverse searching his storefront of items. So again, Discover Beauty Supply, we're not actually going to do that, and I do apologize that I used you in the example, but what a cool little feature.
The odds are so slim that person's watching.
Yeah.
It'd be so tragic. We would have a lifelong enemy if it was.
If you've got a guy who continually beats you, and you're getting jack of that, you may want to just scan all of his ASINs to see whether or not you can find any profitable items from his list of products that he sells at Amazon.
The logic of, I think a lot of people have seen Storefront Stalker and they've thought of it as like malicious, and that's unfortunate because that wasn't the intention of why we built it. But what you can do, the logic is this, right? If you start noticing, like, let's say you're an arbitrage seller, especially, you start noticing that somebody's selling the same products as you a lot, and they're not. It's not like they just sell a lot of everything. They seem to sell a lot of the same stuff that you sell. What that might mean is you guys have a similar sourcing strategy. So you might both be sourcing at a lot of Target, right? You might also be sourcing a lot of. So what you can do is export their ASINs, upload them into tactical arbitrage, into the reverse search feature, find leads for those similar products, right? So that's how that works. And you're going to find things that are similar to what you're already buying, most likely, if that person is continually showing up on your listings. And if they're undercutting you, yes, it does feel a little cathartic to, to jump on their listings too. But it's not why it was made. But and you can also you can export anything too. It's not just their storefront. So like you could go to Amazon. Alex, do you have Storefront Stalker installed right now?
Probably. I've got so many extensions installed. Can you see it up there?
I was going to say, I don't, but if you go to Amazon, you can search for anything, right? So let's say that you go to Amazon and you want to filter by Nike products, and then you want to filter Nike products less than $50, Nike products less than $50 that have only more than at least 4 stars. Anything that you could filter on Amazon as if you were shopping, you can export. You can do a search. You could do search for dog toys or anything like that, and then you can export that stuff and put it into tactical arbitrage. So even if you're somebody that's trying to, you could go so far as to fill even a Shopify store or something that way. If you know that you're selling gag gifts, right, and you're trying to find some profitable gag gifts to sell, you type in gag gifts into Amazon, export what it comes back with, upload it into tactical arbitrage, and you can end up finding leads for those gag gifts from other third-party sites. It's really cool. It's really powerful. It's a combination of Storefront Stalker and TA is just a match made in heaven if you do arbitrage at all. So
and Nate knows about this, but it's not common knowledge. But there's going to be a new menu item appearing here soon that only appears for those people who have Storefront Stalker. And what that menu item will let you do is it'll let you run your Amazon search to find those gag gifts items within tactical arbitrage and then send that straight to a reverse search directly from within tactical arbitrage. So there's a little bit less back and forth of going to Amazon and doing the search there and then exporting the list and bringing it in. You'll be able to do that right within tactical arbitrage. So that is something soon that will be released in the near future. Joseph has asked how much for membership and how much for tools. I should say, so I'm assuming that Joseph may not be a tactical arbitrage user at all at this point. So I'll just explain that. So wholesale search by itself is $67 a month. Library search by itself is $67 a month. Amazon flips by itself is $67 a month. You can do the online arbitrage pack, which is product search plus reverse search, which is one of the most popular packs, which is $107 a month, or you can get all 5 for $147 a month. So when a search is running, you can see this little red dot up here. It goes green. If you can make all of these dots green, because you can run all of these scans simultaneously, and many people don't realize that, you can start a product search, a long product search, and then duck on into Amazon Flips and get that search going. Go to reverse, library, wholesale, do the same thing. Then this is like 5 potential streams of income from your searches that you can be running at once. So if you've got the full suite, tactical arbitrage full suite, and your dots are not green right now, you're not maximizing the true potential of tactical arbitrage. And I do recommend that you get into the habit of keeping these dots green and making sure those scans are always running. In relation to the Storefront Stalker pricing question, it's a one-time cost. It's like the only thing that we recommend as a third-party tool that's not training for a third-party extension to use within tactical arbitrage, because it is the only thing that unlocks features within tactical arbitrage. You literally have to buy this one add-on to unlock that bestsellers feature. We recommend plenty of other products and tools and third-party tools that complement tactical arbitrage, but this is the only one that will unlock a feature within tactical arbitrage. I don't do a lot of those because I don't want to be like that Simpsons Android game where you have to buy donuts to build things, and those sorts of games. So we've limited that. But when Nate had already made Storefront Stalker and I saw the potential of what it could do within tactical arbitrage, we got together and we worked out that if people made the one-time purchase of Storefront Stalker from him, then it would unlock these features within TA. And so I find the price very reasonable. If you're going to be sticking around with tactical arbitrage for any length of time, more than a couple of months, and you've familiarized yourself with the interface, it certainly speeds up ways to profit, especially in the reverse search, I think is the most useful use of it. And he does have 2 tiers, don't you, Nate? You've got like one, which is the just unlock within tactical arbitrage only, which is about $100 or less, which is a one-time cost. Or you've got like the $199 one, which I think has the extension that you can use at Amazon as well, to give you those additional comprehensive searches at Amazon. So I'm pretty sure is that the case, or am I wrong?
Yep. So the 89 will get you the unlock keys alone, and the 199 will get you the extension and the unlock keys. Those are the only 2 variations we have of it.
Okay, cool. So hopefully that answered your questions, Joseph. Anybody else got any questions before I go and enjoy this beautiful Good Friday? It is Friday here in Australia.
Yeah, I picked up on that. All right, guys. Hold on one second.
Let's share screen.
I don't want to share my screen, but all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're watching the replay, thank you as well. Special thanks to the live watchers who watched and participated and stood through our little sales pitch about the Academy. If you guys are not interested, please don't feel it's like a high pressure thing. You can learn tactical arbitrage without the Academy. It's just a great resource, and we've had great results so far. Alex, thank you for your time. Everyone loves these webinars. My audience loves them. The registrants are always huge when we do this. There's hardly even any need to promote it more than once to get a nice little turnout. So thank you everybody for being here. Christopher Grant, thank you, sir, for being here and answering questions over in the sidebar, and for your general, just for being there. Just always there for me.
I can't turn on my camera. I'm blushing. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But everybody, you guys have a great night. Alex, any closing thoughts of wisdom?
No, I appreciate it. I'll try and do more of these webinars. I know that people like to see me doing sourcing and finding profitable items. It helps them realize that, of course, it is possible. It's one of those businesses where, in a very short space of time and a little bit of education, you can be making the same kind of money that some guys who go to college for a lot of years can. So I enjoy this space very much. Doesn't take a lot of effort to get there, and hopefully the tools that we make are helping people get there even faster. So thank you for your time.
All right, guys. You guys have a great night.
Cheers, guys. Bye.